the end of Q2 and the formation up as normal.
No worries, we're live now, bud. I'll just try and get the stream now. Oh, press wrong button. Right, all up and running. Welcome everyone, thanks for joining us. Tonight's Tier 3 race at Canada. Comms tonight's myself, Clemo, and I'm joined by Dan.
Bah, humbug.
I thought you'd be in a better mood after the football result.
Start as you mean to go on. Yeah, looking forward to this one, Clay. Fourth last race of the season. Handful of points between the top two. Constructors still up for grabs. Canada can bring mixed conditions. So, yeah, looking forward to this one. And it's try for Q1 at least. If anybody can give us a heads up in the stream chat or Discord or whatever, leave us know what the rain is or the weather forecast is. 17 tonight. Scotty's joining. We'll make it 18. Yeah, is what it is. But yeah, looking forward to this one today. No idea what quality times are like. Obviously, I missed the race Friday, so
yeah. Same boat as you. I missed Friday night, so no experience with the track on this game. But I'm sure Tier 3 will give us a spectacle as they always do. But yeah, from previous games, previous seasons racing here, it's always been a very tricky track. One that catches a lot of guys out and always tends to throw a spanner in the works, really, which is probably not what Carl or Jampot will want in this title fight.
Yeah, it's one of them where there's several places that you can get safety cars. It's technically a street track, although it's wider than what you would perceive to be a the likes of a Monaco or a Baku or a Jeddah, but it's still a street track. There is overtaking opportunities, can be difficult at times, but it's generally a decent race here. I'm pretty sure Ninja will disagree after being absolutely annihilated by Saki going over the pits a few seasons ago. But yeah, it's a decent place to race. Not a track I like. Track limits here are just a nightmare. Can be slippery at points, but it does make for decent racing.
Yeah, it does. When you're talking about the track being slippy, just on the onboards, then it does look very greasy, the track. Very shiny surface, so it doesn't look like there's much grip out there yet. Obviously, it will get better with track evolution, but definitely looks slippy at the moment. Thanks to everyone who's jumped on and commented already. The lads have let us know it's all dry. Ginge saying Gameful's using his setup tonight, so that means he can blame you if it doesn't work.
He's using my setup?
Gameful's using Ginge's setup.
Ah, okay, yeah, I was going to say, whoa, multi-21. Bit early, but said I'd get it out of the way. I was going to say, I don't even think of a TT time set here, and anyone that wants to use my TT setup in a race, you're more than welcome to, but best of luck.
Jam, no, there'll be 18 once Scotty's in, but yeah, we are too short tonight. You're alright? What's just happened? Has someone DNF'd out at the final corner though? They have, Jackie. Jackie's the end.
Ooh, no.
The end. DNF. Oh, God.
Just a heads up to everybody as well that's watching in. Season 7 sign-ups are now open in the announcements channel. Looking for new drivers as well, so anybody that knows anybody that wants to join, more than welcome. Wrong Tim, couple of guys. Do, Blake. If you want to get in, get in.
Oh, I thought you were having a stroke then. Was on board with Safik as he was going to be the first to cross the line, but unfortunately invalidated at the Wall of Champions, which has invalidated his next lap as well. Just on board with Joseph, just coming down the back straight now. Jam setting the early pace there. Not much between him and Carl. Just 300ths of a second. Joseph crossed the line. Manages a 113 flat, puts in P8.
Yeah, I think, look, obviously the constructors this season is mental. There's still 5 teams that can win it with a handful of races to go, but I think just given the nature of where we are with Tier 3, all eyes will be on the Jampot and Carl for this race. They have 4 races left. As I said, it's 2 or 3 points in it.
Yeah,
so tight at the moment.
I just want to address that. On the standings that were released today, it says there's 1 point between the two. I have to hold my hands up. I made a mistake a couple of rounds ago with the Portimao results. So there is actually 3 points between the two drivers.
I mean, I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed.
It's alright, I'm used to that. That's what Nicky says to me as well.
I think it's why we get along so much. Just a pure and utter disappointment in every walk of life.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here.
So yeah, Jampot currently quickest, followed by Carl, not too far back. A couple of guys in the 12s, a couple of guys on laps as well. Interesting to see Dylan, Colin, Chris and Hound on the mediums for Q1 on their first run, which is, to be honest, I've said this several times, it's kind of what I expect out of the first run in Q1 if you're going to use the mediums. Using the mediums in Q2 can be risky.
Yeah, definitely. Jam also saying he's disappointed in me. Yeah, no problem. And no, you're not 3 ahead, you're 3 behind. If you insult me too much, that gap will increase.
100%. I back you all the way, lad. If we could get an update on the weather forecast for the rest of the quali and the race as well, guys.
It's all dry, mate.
It's all dry,
yeah.
I was thinking that, blue skies. So yeah, no excuses. Canada is one of them tracks, kind of a bit like France, it can very easily throw up rain or mixed conditions. So yeah, I think it's a difficult track. As I said, there's a lot of kind of speed changes, left, rights, so a bit easier on the dry, I think.
Yeah, definitely. But it's the one that always catches me out is the final corner, the Wall of Champions. You can go through the whole lap, as we're on with Taylor there for that, just short of a 1:11.7 there. Brilliant lap time from Taylor. You can go through the whole lap, feel like you've got everything perfect. You come out onto that back straight and you're thinking, right, job's done. And then you have one of the trickiest corners there to handle before you can actually cross the line. Gameful setting a 112 flat. Tyler's that on, that was on the soft tyres. Dylan, Colin, Chris set theirs on mediums. Hound is just on his lap at the moment. Hound seems to get through the Wall of Champions chicane there very nicely. And across the line, a 112.9 puts in P12. It looks like Safik has invalidated again. Joseph's 3.5 tenths under at Sector 2.
Just recruiting at the minute, so getting new guys to join. So yeah, I'll leave you at it there for a minute maybe.
No problem at all. And Joseph has improved, but only by a half attempt. So he lost around 3 attempts there in the final sector. That hairpin a bit tricky as well, sort of sucks you into a deep line which compromises your exit. And then, yeah, World Champions probably caught him out a bit there. As Safik has now charged his battery, he's going for a second run. As Dan mentioned, this is one that's probably more like a street circuit, classed as a street circuit anyway. I do feel it's a bit wider in parts, and you do have little bits of runoff. But yeah, still very tricky, especially that sector 1. As Safik has invalidated again, so that's his 4th lap that is invalidated. Sorry, 3rd lap. One was invalidated this and next. And
sorry, back in the game, lad. Back in the game.
You're all right. Joseph's into the pits. Dylan was a 10th under his time, but invalidated. I'm guessing that's World Champions chicane because it's invalidated his next lap as well.
Yeah, it's such a. I think that chicane is the reason I hate this track. I just could never nail it. I either brake too late or too early and just lose time or invalidate. It's horrible, especially since they put that sausage curb on the, I think it's the entrance on the exit. I'm not sure.
Well, that's exactly what I was getting at a minute ago, saying as Gamefull's invalidated as well. You can nail the whole lap and feel what you've got is a perfect lap as you're coming down the back straight. You think all the hard work's done, and then you have that chicane to attack as well. It can completely ruin a time, completely ruin a lap. Just having a flick through. Osso's invalidated. Safik is on another run. It'd be good for him to just get a time on the board at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. I think Dylan may have to go again. Osso can definitely improve there. That's a bit of a wild lap from Osso, which he tends to do. Osso being Osso and all that.
Yeah, he's probably not got enough fuel in his car at the moment.
Yeah, you still have time to get back in. There's just under 7 minutes left in the session, so.
Yeah, we've got Harry and Joseph out on outlaps now. Safik's just come back into the pit, so decided not to cross the line on that lap. Hound actually is just about to start a hot lap, so we'll stick on board with him there. He's hit the wall. He's hit the wall at the Wall of Champions, so he's invalidated his next lap as well. And he went for another run on the mediums still, which I don't agree with. If you needed to improve, surely you'd have put the softs on after doing his first run on the mediums. See what Dylan does now. He has invalidated this lap. Looks like he's been recharging. He's coming up to the final corner now. See whether he comes into the pits, goes for the softs, or whether he goes for another run on the mediums. And he is straight into the pits. Matey boy just coming down this back straight now. Looks like this is an outlap, to be honest. 1 minute 20 odd before we got to the final corner. Definitely an outlap. Gamefull's also into the pits. Osso's invalidated again. And we've got Scotty just coming through turn 2, sorry. This is Scotty's first lap, and he has also opted for the mediums, which, if I'm honest, is a bit of a surprise. I know he got into the session late last week, went straight out in Q1 with he crossed the line with only a few seconds to go on the soft tyres and managed to set a blinding time which put him P4, got him through Q1. Surprised to see him opt for the medium tyres here when the pressure's on.
Yeah, it's difficult because if he does go on a lap with the in-lap. I'm not sure if he'll have time to get back out. Let's see. Obviously, he has confidence in himself if he has picked the mediums, but yeah, let's see how that plays out.
We've got yellow flags. That's an AlphaTauri in Sector 2. I believe that's Joseph. And Scotty's invalidated. Final corner. Which has invalidated his next lap as well. So yeah, the medium tyres there is just... This is what I mean, you need to get one lap in. Maybe that's why he put the mediums on, to get a few runs in at it, just in case he does invalidate, if he's got enough fuel, but... I think you're relying too much on natural pace there. I don't know, I might be wrong, we'll see, but... As Joseph's just limping back to the pits. Oh no, he's not, he's going for another run. We've got a yellow flag there. That's Safix, who's invalidated the next lap again. So, still not got a time on the board. Osso's, yeah, completely cut in the corner there. Hound's now on an out lap on the soft tyres, which makes more sense. Scotty's into the pits, so he's going to come in now, put softs on, and he's probably going to get one run, maybe two at a push. Into the pit, sorry, yeah. Safix just coming down the back straight. He is going for another run. See when he crosses the line. Right, so this is a genuine lap time now. He's not invalidated. Also, is currently 6 tenths under his time there at Sector 1. But his fuel light is flashing.
I mean...
He's used to that, isn't he?
Is it surprising? The world's best kept secret.
We'll see now as he's coming down this back straight. He's got just the wall of champion chicane here to deal with. He was a second under at Sector 2. Takes it nice and safe, but clips the wall. Clips the wall, it's invalidated. And that will invalidate his next lap, so he definitely won't have enough fuel to go again. So it looks like we are going to be losing Osso. Oh, sorry, no, he's 15th, so he's, apologies, he's not out yet.
No, not yet. Satvik is struggling, and Scotty is on no lap, so he did have time. Obviously, abandoned that hot lap. I think
Safik's made it through the wall of champions, just coming up to the line now. A 1:12.1 puts himself P7.
Jesus, what a great time from Satvik.
Yeah, really struggling there at the track. Not managed to put a lap in at all so far, and then with a minute to go, manages to secure that there. Colin's just about to start a hot lap. Joseph's just left the session. If you can pop him in the back. For some reason, I'm hovering over Hound and it's showing me Colin's car. That's weird.
Yeah.
We'll stay on board with Scotty now. He's on a hot lap, on a set of softs. He has not set a time yet.
Oh God, I don't have Joseph as a friend.
I can fire him one if you want.
Yeah, if you have him, please do.
Right, done. Scotty looks like he is pushing on this lap as well. Let's see how he takes the final corner though. That's the one that's going to cost him, and he will not be able to set another lap after this.
also has a face palm and he is out, unfortunately for us. So, yeah, Scotty, the only driver now left. See what he can do, Clay, coming up to the finish line now.
Yeah, he takes it nice and calm, to be honest. It looked very smooth through there.
Oh, that's a quick lap from Scotty.
A 112 flat.
Oh, that pushes Joseph out. Hound just about scraping through, but he is on a lap. No, he's invalidated. Yeah.
So that is going to be the end of the session. We're losing Jackie, Osso, and Joseph. But Taylor, the early pace setter, and I also missed Mechanical's time in that as well, in 11.777, putting himself P2. Brilliant time there from Colin.
Yeah, super. I think Colin has a bit. Obviously, he mathematically is known for the championship, but he's a long ways off. But I think he's going to want a strong finish to the season. There's 4 races left. There's still a good haul of points there for Colin. I mean, there's no reason why he can't score 67, 80 points in the last couple of races.
Yeah, definitely. As you say, not mathematically out of it, but he needs Carl and Jam to have a couple of DNFs, I think. Score some big points to close back in on him. Dylan, it looks like he's just scraped through on the medium tyres there as well. P14. Only one to get through on the mediums, but confirmation there of who we're losing. Just the 3 this week. But your top 15 all within a second.
Yeah, as we head towards Q2, I didn't catch how many guys had to use a second set. Obviously, the guys in the mediums, they may have just about did enough. Oh, gee, can you hear that noise in the background? 1 second, I'm going to mute my mic so I can scream at him, and you won't hear it this time because you're not here.
Oh, I know the lads have all said it's dry. The weather forecast is dry all weekend, but it's definitely a lot cloudier there.
Yeah, 100%.
Track temps will be dropping, which means grip will be dropping as well. Who's the first out of the pits? It is Colin, so we'll jump on board with Colin, following round on his out lap. The thing is obviously what we're just saying about Colin needing maybe Carl, Jam to make mistakes. This track is one that sort of invites them. Do you think?
100%. There's no question. Penalties will play a massive part. It's 35 laps of pushing the car to the limit, and it's so easy to pick up track limits here. Like turn 3, 4, the right, left. It's just, it's horrible. There's a couple of corners like that, but it's just one of them. You just have to settle down. As I said, that a Wall of Champions for me is arguably the toughest. It's the toughest sequence of corners on the calendar for me. You want to carry, you want to carry so much pace, but it's just so hard. You can do it in quali and get away with it. Obviously, if you need to set a time, then you need to be a bit more cautious. But in the race, you're not going to get away with smashing that 35 laps in a row. You're going to end up with penalties. And penalties, as we saw in the other tiers Friday night, track limit penalties will dictate some positional changes at the end of the race, I would suspect.
Yeah, definitely. I've got to say I agree with you as well. I do think the Wall of Champions, that chicane is probably, I'd say the most difficult corner on the game, if I'm honest. I can't think of many tracks with a corner sequence that's as difficult to get right, but you have to nail.
Yeah, and that's it. Like in theory, it's simple, but in reality, it's difficult. Especially like the fact that you want to carry as much speed through it as physically possible, but knowing if you're a millimeter out of place or slightly late in the brakes, there's just a wall there that'll just absolutely eat you up, no questions asked.
As Colin sets the pace early though with a 1:11.8, only a tenth and a bit off his previous best, and Carl quickly beats that, an 11.732, and Jam.
Wow.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't think Jam has taken any prisoners here. You see, do you know what, Clay? And this is the crux of it. Like, we haven't been discussing Jam Pod in terms of the championship for ages. You know, think back kind of round 7, 8, 9. All we were speaking about was Carl had the pace, had the consistency. Was he gonna, you know? Oh wow! Look at that from Steve. A 1:11.5.
11.5. Brilliant.
But yeah, like talking about Carl, would he go for it? Silly mistakes. All of a sudden, he finds the squeeze on. It's such a hard one. Should he have pushed harder? Does he start pushing harder now and miss mistakes? Does Jean Paul keep doing what he's doing? Does he have nothing to lose? Does he play the same game? It's fascinating to see how this plays out with 4 races left, 4 races left, and a couple of tricky tracks as well. And we have that sprint race at Bahrain as well, so that could throw us better in the works.
Yeah, definitely. In the early days of the championship, obviously Carl took a fairly decent lead at the start. And I know I asked you the question a number of times whether he'd just try and play it calm across the rest of the season, which I think he did. In all fairness, he definitely didn't look to be taking any risks. I know he had a few unfortunate events with disconnecting, and when he's rejoined, the car had made a pit stop and stuff like that earlier in the season. But yeah, he was doing what he needed to do, and Jampot's sort of come out of nowhere with some brilliant form the past four races, and really, you know, thrown his hat in the ring and took it back out again.
Oh. Sorry. I just got a chicken sandwich shoved in my face.
Oh, blinding lap there from Dylan as well, an 11.3.
No, it's right. Was nice though. Shove me into that. Go on, be gone. Yeah, shout out to James there. Dan and Clay should have replaced Herbert and the rest on Sky Sports. Yeah, we're good.
I mean, I know it's meant as a compliment, but you picked the worst 2 Sky commentators. So I'm taking it as a bit of an insult.
Actually, I'd like to withdraw, but I said, what a prick.
Yeah, I don't think we get the job on Sky, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
We've seen this.
Yeah. I remember earlier in the season saying Taylor's got so much pace, it's just putting it all together on the race day, which he did do last week out. Sorry, not last week, the week before? Or was it last week?
That was last week, Singapore.
Yeah, it's been a long week,
yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Yeah. And he did do that. You're the
G. Ginge says they got sacked, that's why they need a replacement. Ah, brilliant. I don't think we'd last as long, to be honest.
Yeah, it was a compliment, so you're not a prick. Oh, where are we? This session has absolutely flown by. Taylor Denny with he's one of them guys as well. I think if he was more consistent from the start of the season, he'd be in this this championship battle, no doubt. So he'll definitely be looking forward to season 7. No idea what the cut-off point is. You got Satvik on a 12.4, the 5 tenths between P7 and P10. Yeah, I think anyone kind of below I'm going to say mechanical probably needs to go out again, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I was between Kane Lowry and Matey Boy for the cut-off. I didn't expect to see 7 guys into the 11s on the first run in Q2. But yeah, testament to these guys here, really, really pushing.
Jeez, Chloe, you fucking piss off. Chloe's been drinking since 4 o'clock.
How many bottles of wine does she manage on her own?
Oh, we're on cider.
As,
game.
Safik has improved there as well, managing 11-7, so that's put him up to P6. So yeah, definitely, I think, I don't know if mechanical's safe there, if I'm honest, the 11-8.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm not sure. Safik's showing a great time there. He signed up for reserve seat for season 7. Gonna absolutely hound him for a full-time seat.
Yeah, he is one of the newer guys into the league. Seen him reserve here a couple of times recently, and he does seem to be improving week on week as well.
Yeah, 100%. Do you know what? I think he's one of these guys. He's like a Blue or a Dempster. One of these guys that just, with respect again, so slow at the start. The next thing, within 5-6 races, all of a sudden it's like, wow, there you go. It's great to see. Love that. Love that.
Definitely. I know he reserved in Tier 2 on Friday as well, so big respect to him for stepping up there.
Yeah, 100%. We were badly stuck on Friday, and big thanks to everyone that did stand up.
Stand up, step up.
Step up, stand up, yep.
Stand up for your rights.
Yeah.
Sorry, bad joke.
Gainful is just about to start the lap as well. Don't believe we rode on with him yet, and he had some solid times there in Q1 as well.
Yeah, just on board with Nerf now. He's just coming through the final corner. He's managed.
Looks nice.
A 112, 194. So he has improved, but unfortunately not enough. Jump on the game full now. Did jump on board with him briefly on his first run, but he invalidated. So he has gone into the pits and come back out. I think he's got Scotty on a lap as well, just ahead of him.
He certainly does.
The only two that haven't yet set a time.
Do you know what, Clay? I love watching Gainful's hot laps. Like Kane Lowry, obviously they don't run any assists. I'm just looking at the brake and the throttle input. It's so fractional between locking up and spinning the rears. It's you know what, hats off to him. Wow, Gainful makes a lot of curve there. I thought that would be an invalidation, but it wasn't, as he heads towards the line. And this looks quick. And it is quick. Wow! By a couple of thousands for Gainful. Currently the fastest in Q2. I spoke about a smooth operator. He's a smooth operator.
As we see Scotty cutting corners. Yeah, when you were saying there about the running no assists and, him, Kane Lowry, Bartman do.
Oh, fucking hell, what's Scotty? Oh, apologies. What is Scotty doing on his in-lap?
Yeah, it looks like he's cutting corners to try and get back quicker.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that lap from
Gainful. Which is punishable by death.
Oh, at least. At least that. and more.
Yeah, penalties ramping up for season 7, so please stick around. It will all be live streamed.
Listen, I've been watching the match since 4 o'clock, had a few beers, the tongue might be slightly looser than normal, so if anybody's offended, just leave the stream. Simple as that.
Yeah, just finishing off what was saying there. The lad's running no assists. watching them drive and hook a lap up, it's just, there's like a purity about it. I'm going to have to check the comments now, aren't I?
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Yeah, it is. Like I can do that for one lap. You know, I've ran no ABS and no traction, and I can do it for a lap. But to do that for 45 minutes, and I know like gainful races, 100% races in other leagues as well, to do it for that length of time repeatedly is just amazing. Obviously,
yeah,
he has them issues in Baku where he steamrolled everyone at the race start. But we'll look past it and look at the positives.
Stumble behind here now. He's on a flying lap. His mechanical's just about to start. His with Bark not far behind, and Hound is 1.8 under at sector 1. Sorry, 0.18 under.
I was just gonna say, whoa.
And just less than a tenth under at sector 2. See what he manages through sector 3 now. Will there be any improvement? We'll see whether he's safe as well in that position. A lot of guys out behind him, back out on track for their second runs. Kane Lowry has retired in the pits, so that will be all we see from Kane. Hound managing to keep it clean through the wall of champions there, crosses the line.
And he does improve.
1:11.4, puts himself up to P4. Brilliant lap time there from Steve. Very competitive as well.
Can we go away?
You got Bark almost 4 tenths under his time, but I'll jump on board with Colin. He's just got the wall of champions chicane. Gets through cleanly.
Didn't catch a second time, but this looks quick. And it is quick.
1:11.5. And what's Bark manage? 1:11.5, puts himself up to P6. And the flag is out. So Matey Boy is invalidated, so we'll be losing him. Nerve Pack is in the pits. Chris is invalidated. We've just got Scotty on a lap now. 800ths under at sector 1.
Yeah, Gigi
almost
saying
6
Steve's
tenths
on a
under
mission
at
and he is.
6 tenths under at sector 2. Sorry there, mate. Yes, Steve looking really good, really feisty. Struggled a bit in Q1 on the medium tyres, but as soon as he put the soft on, he's made them work. See what Scotty manages here now through the final corner. Nowhere near the wall, completely avoids that. Cross the line. A 1:11.6, puts himself P9. He's just knocked Safik out. Unfortunate there for Safik. He's out by, 600ths of a second. Luckman just making it through.
Yeah. That's fine margins. That's killer. That's absolutely killer to have to deal with that.
Yeah, you're top 12 there, all in the 1:11s.
Yeah, back in the tick there, but
no problem. There's Chloe. Chloe comments saying she's the innocent party. I've been there. I've seen you both. I don't believe it. Don't buy it for a second. Confirmation there. We're losing from Q2. Chris, Nerve Pack, Matey Boy, Kane Lowry, and Safik. Unfortunately, getting knocked out there by Scotty's lap at the very last. Hindsight, I'm going to say it's a coincidence because it's come towards the end of our season, but we do normally try and match our calendar with the real life calendar when they're on. So we do tend to race at the same races where we can, if it's suitable for us to race at. But there are times where, we won't be racing at the track they are, or we jiggle the calendar around a little bit. and conditions actually look brighter now. Blue skies, no cloud. So I'd expect to see some faster times this session, which, seeing a 1:11 flat in that session, I'm expecting a couple of guys maybe dipping into the 1:10s. Yeah, hindsight, that's exactly, yeah, it has worked out well. I'd probably have to check with Dan whether he did that intentionally, but normally we do try and match them. Just adds an extra level to it where you're racing at the same track that, you know, the F1 guys are at the weekend. Sort of sucks you into the sport a lot more. And it gets people talking as well about, you know, lines, setups, etc. The only issue is sometimes it brings on people trying moves that you see in real life, which can be a pain in the arse, but they're few and far between. Just on board with Carl here for the first hot lap. He's just coming through the final corner to start his hot lap. Yellow flags in sector 1. Also hoping for Bahrain on next calendar. I thought you'd have been hoping more for refueling, if I'm honest. I'm not a massive fan of Bahrain. It's a track that I've always been fairly slow at, so it's not one I look forward to. Carl sets an 11.3 first lap. Oh, Colin beats him quickly there by a tenth. Jam sets an 11 flat. I think we're definitely seeing 110s here. We're definitely going to see 110s this session. The lads are flying at the moment. Taylor's invalidated. Hound manages a 1:11.9. Bark's invalidated. Dylan coming through the final corner. It looks quick. A 1:11.2 puts himself P2. Gameful just coming down the back straight. He's cruising at the moment, so I presume he's just trying to build a bit of battery. Must have had a mistake earlier in his lap. Scully's just pointed out public service announcement for Terrier's benefit. Constructors have been sorted. Nothing but efficient. I think Gameful will need to improve there. 137 probably won't be enough. Taylor 1:10.8. First man in the 10s though. Invalidated his first lap, but absolutely smashed his second run at it.
That's a solid lap from Gameful as well, a 1:37.7. Burner lap, I assume. No,
yes. he was when he was coming down the back straight. He was doing 70 mile an hour, so I think he'd had a mistake. He was just trying to build battery back up.
Yeah.
He hadn't invalidated. It must have just been a mistake. but he looks a lot quicker this time. And he is a lot quicker, 11.5. Got Lutman, who's on a hot lap at the moment.
Yeah, Luckman, you know what? I think Luckman can take a lot of what he's done this season into season 7. He's been very unfortunate, got caught up in a lot of incidents that weren't his fault, things like that. He's shown pace. I've seen some of his streams where he can stay with quicker guys, so I'm expecting a lot of Luckman next season. No pressure or anything like that, but yeah.
Yeah, he's one kind of like matey boy, if I'm honest. They've got so much pace, and they have the ability to do it. They've just been unlucky, really unlucky with a lot of races.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
I've got Scotty on a lap as well, just coming up to sector 3 now.
That's such a hard hairpin, and it's tough to get the point of on power perfect. Scotty heads towards the line. Let's see what he can do.
He's avoiding that wall on that final corner now. He's not pushing. He's not using that curb as much on the exit. Since he invalidated in, I think it was Q1, just by clipping the wall, he's giving it a wide berth now.
Yeah, and that is the thing with that corner. The more scared you get of it, the more difficult to get. Oh no!
I did just see a purple sector 1 for Carl.
Yeah, let's ride on with Carl, see what he can do. He's heading for sector 2 now. As I have none of my telemetry up, so it's pointless.
6 thousandths of a second under at sector 2. So he is improving, but not enough.
That wall of champions, as I said in quali, you can lose or gain 2 or 3 tenths there quite easily.
That it is the biggest risk and reward corner I think that there is on any F1 calendar.
And there you go, at 11.1 puts him into P3 at the minute.
I got back. Is back on a lap. Yeah, I believe he is. Just making sure I'm not being caught out by no out lap, hot lap shenanigans.
Oh, that section is so slippery.
As the cat has just decided to headbutt me.
I love that cat. Again, Bark is one of these guys that runs no assist. Just looking at the telemetry it's unbelievable to watch as he heads towards the wall of champions. Let's see what Bark can do.
It looked like he was struggling to keep it. Yeah, I'm gonna say it looked like he was struggling to keep it straight down the back straight though. But yeah, he is straight into the pits. Oh, maybe he's got a fresh set of tyres. He's just going to pop a new set and go out for one run. Got Hound back out. He has just started his hot lap. Carl is into the pits himself. So Hound's the one on a hot lap at the moment.
Oh, we got a car in trouble in sector 1. No, that was just Dylan getting out of the way. Fair play to Dylan. Probably thought Hound was on a lap, maybe, but always better to be cautious. And Steve actually was on a lap.
Yeah.
My apologies. And he's a 10th up through sector 1.
Yep. Just on board with him now. I don't think Dylan caused him any time, if I'm honest. Seemed to get out of the way early enough. See what his sector 2 split is here.
Ooh, wow.
Almost 4 tenths under. It's a purple sector 2.
Oh, he does have to go a bit deep there, but that will allow better acceleration out of the corner. As he heads towards the wall of champions, he needs to nail this because it's his final run. Let's see what he can do. Can he nail the wall of champions is the question. Yeah, he does. Whoa, wow, that's close.
Oh, that is taking it to the limit.
Let's see what he can do. This is quick. Oh, wow, what a time. 11.1 from Hound. Brilliant time from Hound.
Yeah, massive time there. And He took the World Champions by the balls there, if I'm honest. He ran it as close as he possibly could without hitting it.
Oh, Gainful and Luckman now having a bit of an issue on the back straight. Gainful probably thought Luckman was on a lap. Pulled over to let him through as Luckman is warming his tyres. But it shouldn't cause an issue as Gainful is now going and Luckman is gone already.
Is that not Jam?
Yeah, whatever.
It's Jam. Jam's just started his lap.
I can barely see the telly, to be honest. Whoa. I know it is Luckman.
As Taylor is on an out lap. Oh, he's just about to start. Sorry, I thought he'd only just come out of the pits, but he's not. He's just starting his final run. A 1:10.8. I thought we'd see more people in the 10s, if I'm honest. I know it's not over yet. Yeah. People doing the last runs now.
Ooh. Big collision with Scotty from the wall in sector 1, and he is out of qualifying. Let's just hope that spread car doesn't cause any issues to anyone coming behind. And there is a few cars coming behind, which isn't ideal at all for them, but we know the way Cody's marshals work, as the left wheel is doing a bit of a shindig on screen. It's not sure if it's disconnected or not. It's kind of like a moonwalk, if I'm honest.
Just on board with Jam now, across the line. A 1:10.9, stays P2, but he does dip into the 10s. And Gainful, 1:10.954, puts himself P2. Just on board with...
Great lap time from Gainful.
Dylan at the moment. Dylan's improving.
Luckman is heading towards the line, and he is up as well. Oh, unfortunately, he does improve by 4/10, but he doesn't move.
Dylan's almost 6/10 under, purple sector 2. Mechanical's invalidated, so he won't be improving.
Taylor's absolutely smashing this. I think he'll improve again.
Taylor across the line, a 1:10.6. Wow. I think Dylan's the only one who's got a shot at beating him now. He keeps it clean through the wall of champions across the line.
Oh, whoa!
A 1:10.819, 2/10 off.
Back in the tick.
Yeah, so brilliant lap times there from the guys. Gainful qualifying up P3. Jampot, your title challengers. Jampot P4, Carl P5, Mechanical only managing P7. But yeah, Taylor out front again after his domination at Singapore. Terry is saying admins therefore rigged these Alpine driver lineups. All I'll say to that is, look at where the Alpines are in tier 1 and 2, and then look at tier 3. We did it. We definitely didn't rig this. But yeah, I'll be back shortly for the start of the race.
So the formation lap has kicked off. Just going to check on tyres if I can get it up. Taylor Denny starting on the hards, Tillin on the mediums, going for the alternate strategy from his teammate Gainful on the hards, Jam on the mediums, Carlin Hone on the hards, Mechanical on the mediums, and everyone then down as far as Joseph on the hards as well. Clay, I don't know, I suspect the game tells you meet hard medium.
Yeah, I'd suspect that with so many hard runners. A couple of lads deciding to alternate. Faster tyre earlier on, probably a wise choice, but like you say, similar to France and I think Singapore as well, where the game suggests the hard is the better tyre to start on.
Yeah, 100%. Apologies for the laughing, it was at something completely different. Giddy. Let's hope for a clean start and a decent race here, Clay. As Hound is disqualified, as the usual run of disqualifications come in.
I will say I do like that feature they've added. Lining up on your grid spot. I think it's a nice little addition. As a lot of guys haven't got used to it. Also good for driver at day again.
Good run.
And away we go. Dylan's got a great launch there. He's almost side by side with Taylor into turn one. Carl trying to go up the inside. Hound around the outside of him, taking the inside line at turn two. Carl looks like he's got swamped. Carl's dropping. Mechanical's got him. Lutman's got him. Oh, he managed to get back ahead of Lutman there before turn four.
Ooh, and that is back round.
Doesn't appear to have any wing damage. Or nothing visible anyway.
Yeah, dealing with a flyer of a start here, Clay, and he's nearly out of the DRS already, and he needs it because he has a lot of penalties coming into this race. So he's going to want to try and get ahead as much as he can.
Yeah, Dylan carrying 15 seconds from the Singapore, the stewards meeting after the Singapore race, carrying 15 seconds worth of penalties into this race.
Yeah, not a great start from car leader. Jam will be quite happy getting a place on the start as well.
Yeah, Jam starting on the mediums as well. We know his undercut has been brilliant in the past couple of races, making a lot of positions. But the main thing for him is focusing on where Carl and Mechanical are. Like you say, Mechanical not mathematically out of it.
Mathematically? Being there.
Alright, I started drinking at the same time, it's okay. There's the cat's now barging the door open. What do you want?
Oh, that's a yellow flag. Scotty's dropping down. Oh,
And
it's a VSC.
It's a VSC. Guys, be careful now. We don't want to see any penalties, as it looks like Kane Lowry's made an overtake under the VSC there. Not too sure what happened. Just saw him jump ahead of Safik.
Not sure where that happened, to be honest.
I'm just looking. Don't look like Scotty's got damage.
Yeah, he's not missing an in-plate or anything, so... Yeah.
Bit of a strange one, but that gap at the front was about 2.5 seconds. It's now 0.9, so... Looks like a couple of lads maybe pushing the deltas a bit. Which is...
absolutely... Oh yeah, mate, well, he's into the pits.
It's risky to do, and we are back green. We are racing again now.
Yeah, I think that was risk and reward from Dylan. He's got Taylor there on the restart of that, and it was ballsy from one, to be honest.
Yeah, it's always a bit scary with the deltas on the... Sorry, I've just looked at the comments. Nikki's comment is saying, "Wada!"
Wada! Come on, let's get it. Let's be professional for a second.
Hey, shorty. What's your favorite scary movie? Take my strong hand.
All right, that's gone. Let's get back to the race.
Gameful's left the session. Gameful's left the session.
Oh, I'll get an invite.
I mean, his AI might be a bit cleaner, but... Jam there, setting the fastest lap, 13.7. Yeah, Hound, Gameful's lost about a second here while he's been in AI. Hound's all over the back of him now. And Dylan's picked up the first 3-second penalty. Which is not brilliant. Yeah, Gameful's lost about 2 seconds now in AI. He has just rejoined the session. But will he lose another position before he gets back in? Hound's currently inside his car.
Yeah, I saw that. Not great.
And it looks like Gameful's back in control now. He is back solid. Who's got a better run? Hound will have DRS here as well, so Hound may have him here.
Colin looking quite cheeky behind as he goes on the inside of Steve.
Yeah, that was Colin, sorry. I just saw him pull out. Yeah, probably the worst time, if I'm honest, for Hound catching the back of Gameful when he took control there. Yeah, like I said, that has cost Gameful almost 3 seconds. He was a second behind Jam. He's now 3.6. So not ideal there for him. Joseph's on the back of Luckman as well. Joseph having a really good start to the race. As Scotty's just picked up a 3-second penalty as well. Second one of the day. Scotty's all over the back of Bark as well.
Yeah, not a place you want to go too wide, to be completely honest. But he does. Oh, as Bark goes for the switchback, just loses a bit of traction there on the exit.
Yeah, I was going to say this is a corner I've always hated myself. That little hairpin. It just it pulls you in. Oh, Hound's out!
Is out! That's the Wall of Champions. Ah, so unfortunate for Hound. That's such a good race, good quality stuck in there, but that's not going to be a safety car, I don't think, Clay. Oh, so unfortunate for Hound.
Scotty has jumped into the pits. I don't know if Scotty was expecting a safety car. He did start on the hards. Oh, he is having a wing change. And he's having a wing change as well, so...
Oh,
matey boy,
no.
I thought that was speeding in the pit lane, apologies. It was just as he was entering the pits it popped up.
Yeah.
So maybe he's gone into the pits there with Red Delta.
Oh, yeah, unfortunate for Steve there.
Yeah, well I noticed as I was watching Scotty and Bark down the back straight, I noticed that Carl had just managed to get ahead of Steve. So not sure if you know that's compromised Steve's line into the Wall of Champions or what, but it looks like he has either clipped the wall on the outside or just lost the rear and ended up into the pit lane wall on the inside. Unfortunate, as you say, he had some brilliant... Oh, there's a couple of lads are picking up penalties under the safety car. Yeah, had a brilliant qualifying, seeing him briefly up in P4 in Q3, where he started P6.
Yeah. So unfortunate for Hound.
Yeah, Steve just said, thought Carl was making a move into there, give him space, and the back end went.
Yeah, and it does that. It does that there. That it's so slippery on the exit. I'm not sure if this safe. I'm not sure what the medium window is here, Clay, but I'd imagine they get a bit more out of it. I think it's a bit early for the mediums to be going on to the hards, to be honest. Maybe it's not. What's it, like 20 odd laps left? So, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I'd have probably, if I'm honest, I'd have probably expected the pit window to be around 14. And that's not, obviously I've not done any practice at the track. I don't know the track. I don't know what it is. I'm just sort of looking at just how many laps there are. Say 14 on the mediums, 21 on the hards. Normally about right.
Yeah.
As Hound said, 15 laps on the mediums, and Ginger said the pit window opens at 12 laps, around 12.
Yeah, couple of, you know what? Nobody's come in, or not that I can see, but yeah, nobody's come in, so it's kind of neutral for everyone, but maybe the gamble there might have worked. And Bark, no, there's somebody into the pits. No, there's not. Apologies. Yeah, maybe the gamble there might have worked. Bit of a stretch in the hards, it would be quite dead near the end, and if Kane Lowry didn't do it, then nobody else should do it.
Yeah, I probably don't expect to see Kane Lowry pit at all, if I'm honest. He'll get to the end on these hards, I'm sure.
Oh, 100%.
I was trying to just have a look at fuel lights, but everyone's fuel lights on red. Presume that's because of the safety car.
Yeah, it will be, yeah.
Oh, his mate, he's picked up a 3-second penalty as well, under the safety car. So, it's sort of gone from bad to worse there for matey. Picking up a drive-through as the safety car came out.
As Terriers has said that the Albans have reached the Alpine driver lineups. Nothing could be further from the truth.
I answered
There's no rigging goes on here at all.
I did answer that, saying if you look at the standings, I'm pretty sure you could agree that we wouldn't have picked these two for tier 3.
Or tier 1 or 2.
Which I did want to apologise for, to be honest, because it's unfair. The lads have had a brilliant second half of the season. Yep, safety car's in. My cat's currently attacking the couch, so I'm not too sure what's going on here. What are you doing? And Dylan has gone. He's gone. Great, he's not as racing.
Oh, Saturday.
No, not great for Dylan. Obviously, we mentioned he had 15 seconds worth of penalties from the last race. He has
taken Carl's turn 1 play.
Which puts a bit of a barrier between Jam and Carl. Was Colin not already ahead?
No, I think I'm into turn 1. From what I saw anyway.
Maybe Carl attacked him and Colin got the position back, because Colin had already took Steve when Steve was fighting with Gameful. Scotty's just got Batman do.
Yeah, I suppose, look, it's, well, I want to say the interesting thing, but it's probably not interesting, so nobody has pitted under that safety car, so you'd imagine guys are going to extend by a lap or 2.
Yeah, the only people who pitted were the lads at the back. Obviously, we saw Scotty pit. And Matey Boy is on his way in now for his drive-through, as Safik is dropping down the order, and he's got no front wing.
Just pulls out of the way there, to be fair to him, like, to be honest. Just gets out of the way of everyone behind. Not sure what happened, but yeah. Matey Boy's back into the pits again.
Yeah, he had a drive-through. I presume he's just served
yeah.
it. Yeah, so he's just got 3 seconds left of penalties now. Luckily, the game counted his. Didn't want to count mine when I did my drive-through. So I took a 20-second penalty as well, for good measure.
Not salty at all.
Game stopped. Oh, Suffolk's just picked up a 3-second penalty as well. Must be hard going round this track with no front wing.
Yeah, 100%. I think Gainful and Taylor Benny are in decent position here. As Gainful is having a look to jump on turn 1. He just backs out Jampot defending.
Yeah, I had the image in my head that I think Ninja was in the Mercedes at the time, where Gameful was trying to get the back of him, clipped him into turn 1, and the unsuspecting Saki coming out of the pit lane got wiped out.
Saki is out.
He's pit and quit. Looks like he's retired in the pits.
Oh, okay, that's fair enough. Thought it was going to be the other safety car. And Jackie Ritchie second time Bellino as well. God, the field is there's DRS from P3 all the way down to P15 at the minute, more or less.
Yeah, very close. Dylan doing well as well to gap Taylor. Taylor's, no slouch, and he's got 2 seconds on him here after this restart.
Yeah.
Scotty's making his way past the crowd now. Obviously crashed out in quali, so started further back. Had an early incident in this race, so trying to make his way through the field, but he has just made it past Chris and Osso. Oh, Taylor's picked up 3 seconds.
That could change things at the top. Jam doing what he needs to do. If he can keep within that 3 second, he could be on for a race win here. Long ways to go yet. No pit stops made by anybody yet as well. So,
and also long ways picked up his mandatory penalty. Yeah, Dylan's lost a few tenths there to Taylor as well. Not sure if he was just taking it a bit easier or whether Taylor started pushing after picking up that penalty, but he's pulled in around 3 tenths. As Ginger said, hards will be better at this stage than the mediums. So maybe it's the tyres, as Gameful's made it past Jam as well. Gameful is on the hards, Jam is on the mediums. So, Jam really out of shape there out of the final corner.
And Taylor making contact with the Wall of Champions as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Jam caught the wall as well. He were very, very squirrely out of that final corner. But Gameful's got past Jam, and there is now a 1.4 second gap due to Jam's misfortune there at that final corner. So Gameful now pushing on the back of Taylor, and at the moment Gameful's in net P1.
Yeah, look, the pit stops obviously haven't happened yet either. I've no idea how the undercut or overcut works here, so Jam has a few tricks up his sleeve in terms of that.
Yeah,
a couple of changes going on in the midfield as well, Clay.
Yeah, Joseph and Kane Lowry fighting, and Scotty and Nerf Pack fighting. Nerf Pack managing to get back ahead though, as Dylan picks up his second 3 second penalty. Scotty past Nerf Pack there into the Wall of Champions chicane. Kane Lowry staying ahead of Joseph. Carl just having a fairly calm race.
Yeah, like he's just kind of playing a cue though, because mechanical tyres will start going off if they're not off already. Sector 1, yellow flag. That's a Red Bull, I think. Is that Bark? Yeah, that is Bark. And he's back on track
Scotty's
again.
dropping down. Scotty's spun, he's lost his wing.
And the safety car's out again.
Yeah, Scotty's completely
Why?
lost his front wing. And
They're
it was...
box now this time, surely.
Yeah, lap 14,
And
I'd expect to see the medium runners straight in.
yeah, this is going to screw the hard runners as well.
Yeah, well that's it. Dylan's on the medium, so Dylan I think has to pit. Gameful's on the hards, Taylor's on the hards, Jam's on the medium, so I'd expect to see Jam in. Collins on the medium, I'd expect to see him in. The hard runners, I'd probably say they've got to stay out, if I'm honest.
Yeah, 100%. No doubt.
Dylan is into the pit. Taylor's followed him. Taylor's on the hard and come in.
Oh.
Jam's in, Collins in, Carl's in.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Carl on the hard as well, and Luckman on the hards. He's picked up a 5-second penalty and then been double stacked.
Safety car.
Yeah, some. It looks like we've had a bit of double stacking there. Scotty's now having his wing replaced. But Nerf Pack, Gameful and Jackie, the only three to stay out. All three of them on the hard tyres as well. Dylan's come out in 4th. Also, who did stay out has come out just behind Dylan, P5. So he's now splitting Dylan and Taylor.
Yeah, look, I'm looking at this, Clay, and I think unless there's another safety car, Carter's in trouble. Taylor, Danny, 20 laps on mediums. They'll be awful after 15 laps. You just lose so much time for the last 5, 6, 7 laps. It's not even funny.
Yeah,
So
I don't know if that's the right call. I mean, Kane Lowry's done it. You said if Kane Lowry does it.
Yeah, but he's a different breed.
Terry is saying safety car for 3 laps. 17 laps is possible on the mediums.
Yeah, it's possible, but it's going to be slow.
Yeah. The only issue is for your hard runners. So like Dylan, Jam, Mechanical, Joseph, it makes sense to pit from the mediums to the hards. They're going to go to the end, no problem.
Yeah.
The lads who started on the hards, this is the issue, is if you stay out, you've got to try and build as much of a gap as you possibly can after the safety car before your pit window.
Yeah. Like another safety car without, or another pit window without a safety car, and they're more or less gone, I think.
Yeah. But it's either, it's a bit like, you know, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah.
For example, if Taylor had stayed out, he'd have been in P1, but the field's all bunched up, so by the time he pits, he's going to lose more positions.
Yeah, look, at the rate we're going, there's going to be another safety car anyway, but I wouldn't be banking on it. The safety car should be in the end of this lap as well.
Yeah, field's definitely bunched up now. We'll have a look. His mate, he's just caught back up as well after serving his drive-through and doing an extra pit stop as well, so not too bad for matey boy though.
And it is in this lap.
Gameful's just backing the pack up now down the back straight.
Safety car has crossed the first pit lane line and Gabriel has gone early. Did he catch him napping is the question.
It looks like he has.
Yeah, it looks like he has, big time. He has.
And this is it, this is what Gameful needs. He needs to sort of clean laps at the front, just put some time in. Obviously Dylan a couple of places behind on a lot fresher tyres. Taylor on the faster medium tyres as well. Oh, Scotty's just left.
I'll back in another invite.
Thank you. Gameful, yeah, doing what he needs to do. Just build a gap at the front there and hope that the two lads behind him can hold everyone else up if he wants a chance at this race win. Scott is just rejoined. He has just lost the position to Matey Boy. And Dylan's past Jackie. Dylan's through on Jackie already. Dylan's up to P3.
And he's going to have a run on North now as well soon, I think, on them hard, on the
yeah,
used hards.
Taylor's passed also as well. Yeah, Nerf's been using his ERS a lot. He's down to 4%. Carl picked up 3 seconds.
Penalty.
As Dylan's gone for it on Nerf. Oh, Nerf's defending well, takes the inside.
Oh, that's super racing for them too, to be fair. North isn't getting it up either. As he just tucks in behind. Absolutely phenomenal racing for Dylan and North back there, to be honest.
Yeah, brilliant. Close, but respectful. Very clean. And Dylan now back up to P2 while his challenger for the race, Taylor, is still in P5 at the moment.
Yeah, he's going to need to be making moves pretty soon if he can. Difficult track to overtake on, that's the problem.
Yeah, it is. It is. And that's probably not making it easier for these guys on the fresher tyres here. As Jampot's dropping down.
Off. Oh, wow.
Jam's dropped. I think Chris dropped with him as well. Not too sure what's happened there.
I think it was Kane Lowry. Wow. That's going to be big.
And Jackie's dropping now as well. Jackie's lost his wing.
Is that a safety car? No. Just give us a break, will you?
Scotty's left the session again.
Oh, gosh. I'll invite him back in again.
Yeah, so, wow. Title swing changing a bit more here now. Jam was ahead of Carl and Colin, and now he's finding himself a lot further back. As Taylor's going side by side with Nerfpat taking the inside line, defending. Ooh, looked like Nerf had to cut the corner a bit there, but they tried going too wide. But Taylor now is past and up into P3. Also, but Nerf's gone back for it.
Oh, he's got very deep there. Oh, lad.
And has Nerf got a better run there? He has, and Nerf has got the DRS.
He should tuck back in.
And Carl's going for it as well. Carl's passed also.
Oh, man. Oh, Taylor got out of shape. Carl will take Taylor as well here, I think.
Yeah, Carl's up to P4.
Wow, what a swing in the championship.
Oh, Colin's in the wall.
Oh, he's out, is it?
No, he's still going.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, I was on with that. It was just so many cars going wide.
Yeah, we ended up three wide into turn one. I think Osso's tried to avoid Taylor and caught Colin.
Wowza.
What I will say is, respect to Nerfpat there as well. He's kept that P3.
Wow.
Under a lot of pressure there from guys on fresher tyres behind, but done a great job there. Unfortunate for Colin, now down to 15th. Will need to pit as well for a new wing. Jam down to P9. Has he got wing damage? He doesn't appear to have. But he definitely got caught up in something out of that chicane. That hairpin, sorry. As Carl now is past Nerfpack, so Carl up to P3. As Nerf is into the pits. 19 laps he's done on them hards and he's into the pits. And Taylor's out.
Taylor's out. Oh, whoa.
Is that in the pits?
I don't think so.
I think it's in the pits.
Yeah, it is. It is in the pits.
That's,
Why?
that doesn't make sense. Like, I don't get why he's done that.
Nope.
An absolute waste of time. And his car's come out ahead of Matey Boy now on track. And stops right at the end of the pit lane. Absolute piss take.
Not sure why.
Oh, stupid. Pointless turning up if you're going to do shit like that.
Yep. Anyway, on we go. So that isn't a safety car, and Dylan is all over the back again for now as well. Closing that gap in.
I'd expect to see
for me,
Gameful
something
in.
happen here big time.
Yeah, I'd expect to see Gameful in next couple of laps, to be honest. Dylan obviously has a lot of penalties at the moment. 15 seconds, I think he's got 6 seconds in game at the moment. Yep, 6 seconds in game. He has 15 seconds added to that from previous incidents. So Gameful's not looking in bad position for the win, to be honest, because Carl's got 3 seconds, Osso's got 3 seconds, Joseph has. Osso, Joseph not pitted yet, I believe. It's just whether Carl can get them medium tyres to the end of the race. And Dylan is all over the back of Gameful. So I'd expect to see Gameful in this lap. Don't do anything silly, lads. I'd expect to see Gameful come in this lap. Does he come in? Yes, he does. Straight into the pits. Gives Dylan DRS as well for the the start-finish straight there. Dylan now retakes the lead of the race. Gameful should now be punchy coming out on these fresh medium tyres, so a safety car now, and yeah, anything could happen. Where does Gameful come out? P10. Joseph picks up another 3-second penalty. Jams all over the back of Joseph at the moment. Yeah, Jam on the back of Joseph, who's pushing to catch the back of Osso as well. As Ken Lowry's making a move past his teammate there in the background, and Joseph's got past Osso. Osso cuts the corner, moves out of the way there on the exit. Nice from Osso there, getting out of the way. Jam makes it through, Ken Lowry makes it through.
Apologies there, Clay. Yeah, whoa. That lineup is after changing. Carl let P1, Jam Pot, all of a sudden back into it. Carl has a 3-second penalty as well. Oh, whoa.
Yeah, this is it. Jam's on the better tyres as well, being on the hard tyre. Carl on the mediums. He's going to be struggling at the end. This could potentially swing Jam Pot's way again. As Oswald picks up another 3 seconds. I'll just have a quick check of the tyres there. Yeah, so Osso is the only man yet to pit. He's done 23 laps on the hard tyres, but I'd expect to see him in this lap. He is losing a lot of time.
Yeah, just to confirm as well, Taylor Danny had a technical issue on his own, so that's why he retired. So, unfortunate for Danny, but it is what it is.
Right. Withdraw. Any abusive message, any abusive comments I made?
It's alright, I'd have done the same thing.
No, I just thought for, you know, your man who was up there challenging at the front, he's had a bit of misfortune and then just what looked like a pit and quit.
Yeah. It's okay, I've abused people as well. It's fine.
As Chris has made it past Osso now as well. I'm surprised Osso didn't pit last lap, if I'm honest. He's just going to lose positions now. Kane Lowry's made it past Jampot. Kane Lowry as well, same as Carl, pitted lap 15 for the mediums, trying to take the mediums 20 laps.
Wow.
Kane Lowry's going for Joseph as well. Oh, Joseph's close there. Is he going to challenge him back into turn one?
Top class out of Joseph there, is that to be fair? Oh,
yeah, nice driving there. Kane managing to get two people in the straight there. And with Carl's penalty, Carl's only got 3 seconds of penalty, so if Kane closes in, he's in net P1.
Yeah,
I know there's a long way to go yet. Obviously, Kane's still on the mediums as well.
Yeah, Arsos came back out in the softs as well, which will be interesting. Just kind of looking through, Gainful needs to make use of them tyres pretty quick. 5 lap all medium or 3 lap all mediums, and he is squeezing ahead. And you know what, the field is quite tight, but as I said, it's a difficult track to overtake on.
Yeah, Gainful's made about 3 seconds here on Lutman in the past 2 laps, so his fresher tyres are working. It's just whether these lads who pitted and they decided to go for 20 laps on the mediums, it's about when their tyres die. Oh, I thought Gainful were trying to go too wide there. Lutman's picked up another 3 seconds. Chris is out!
Chris is out! And this will play
it's a full safety car. It's a safety car.
Man. Is anyone want to come in, is the question. Arso stays out. Oh god, I'm sick of the safety car at this stage. Maybe he's in for softs.
I mean, safety car's the 19th driver on the 19th driving
Jackie comes in for softs as well. Oh no!
Jam's picked up 3 seconds.
Oh, bad tour from Jam. This is going to play into the hands for Dylan at all. This is going to really affect his race as well. Kane Lowry looking sweet where he is as well.
Yeah, it's just like I said, the safety car's going to help them drag their mediums out, but how punchy are they going to be? You've got Gainful on 4 lap old mediums, Nerf Pack on 6 lap old, also on 1 lap old softs. It's going to be very punchy. It's going to be a sprint for the last 8 laps.
Yeah, go back in 20 seconds there, but
no problem. Dylan's into the pits. Dylan's come in. He's popped mediums on. Carl stayed out. Kane Lowry's in. Kane Lowry don't think he'll get to the end on their mediums, so he has pitted. Jam's pitted. Oh wow, Jam's put the softs on. What's Kane gone for? Kane's gone for the softs as well. Now, this is going to be interesting. Carl staying out on the mediums that he put on lap 15. Will he make it another 7 laps? Or will he get swallowed up by the pack? Will the tyres go off? There's a lot of unknowns at the moment. Joseph on the 13 lap old hards. You think he's going to be a sitting duck, but he's been holding his own. He's been racing really well. And then we have got penalties in there as well, so we'll have a quick look at penalties. Carl on 3 seconds, Joseph on 6, Dylan on 6, Luckman on 14. So at the moment, once the safety car goes in, Bartmandu will be your net race leader. It is not over yet. It is not over yet. As I said, Tier 3 like to give us a spectacle, like to bring drama. I've got to agree with you, James. I think it's been a really good race so far. I mean, one of my all-time favourite Tier 3 races has to be Season 2. Sorry, Season 2, Spain. Oh, his Mechanicals picked up 3 seconds under the safety car as well. Season 2, Spain. I think it was the second or third last race of the season. We had 5 people in the championship battle, and Paranoid and Reggie both spun with 3 corners to go. That's one that always sticks up there. Mexico were Gameful. I think Gameful managed to take the win after staying out or pitting for wet tyres when the conditions were tricky. That's another one. Spain, I think it was season 4 or so. Absolutely brilliant race up in P2. First time he ever ran out of fuel with a lap to go. Yeah, Tier 3 brings nothing but drama, if I'm honest, week in, week out. And here we go, safety car is in this lap, so Carl will now back the field up. Dylan must be feeling punchy on them fresh mediums as well. He won't want to be caught sleeping here, but it is going to be difficult as Carl's got us away now. He has gone. He's not caught anyone sleeping. Joseph's all over the back of him. Everyone stays where they are, but Dylan is all over the back of Joseph here. Mechanicals made it past Scotty. Oh, Dylan, I'm not sure if he's just tagged the back of Joseph. It looked like Bart caught the back of Dylan as well. And Nerf pack's out.
Nerf is out.
Please no safety car. Please no safety car.
No, I don't think so at this stage. If it does, I'm gone.
And Gameful's made it past Bark. And Lutman.
Oh, Joseph gone wide. Oh, what a move from Gameful.
Yeah, Gameful's just got 2 of them into that hairpin, as Dylan's made it past hairpin. He made it past Joseph.
Yeah, I was going to say. I said I'd say nothing.
The alcohol's getting to me, lad. As Lutman picks up another penalty, he needs to be careful now. He's pushing for that disqualification there. As Kane Lowry's made it past Jam as well. They're battling into turn 1. Jam's held the position.
Oh, Dylan's gone.
Dylan's gone. But yeah, Gameful probably net P1 at this point with the penalties for the lads above.
So. The fresher tyre as well, it's hard to see him not finishing there.
Yeah, Bark as well having a really good race up to P5 on the fresher tyres, no penalties as well, so he will jump a number of positions here. Looking really good from Bark there for the Red Bull. Gameful getting a good exit out of that hairpin again. Will he be challenging Joseph? Actually, big shout out for Joseph as well. Sat up there in P2 with 4 laps to go.
Yeah, 100%.
I know he's got penalties, but good drive from Joseph.
I think Gameful can just chill at this stage, to be honest with you. Just keep the guys in front ahead of you.
Well, that's it. He's got to almost keep the guys in front ahead of you.
Obviously, look, Joseph has a 6-second time penalty. Carl has 3 seconds.
Jam's dropping down.
Oh, no!
Jam's in the wall. I'm back.
Oh. I give up. I don't know at this stage.
I've just complimented Bark on having such a good race, and then, yeah, not sure what's happened, but it looks like he's been caught up.
Jam's in the wall again!
I pressed the wrong button. But yeah.
This could be the end for Jampon in this championship. 3 races to go. Also loses out to Matey.
Bark and Dylan there as well. Yeah, he looked like he tried sending it up the inside of Dylan.
Bark and Dylan just can't keep away from each other, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I jumped on that literally as they was coming out of the exit of the corner, so not too sure what happened, but Dylan was on the outside, sort of had the racing line. It looks like he is missing end plate as well. But yeah, Gainful's closing in on Joseph now within half a second of him. And Kane Lowry's about half a second back from Lutman as well. 2 laps to go.
Yeah, I suppose the worry for Gainful here is that if Joseph holds him up too much, it might gap the penalty to Carl.
Yeah, that gap between Joseph and Carl is going up as well.
Yeah. I think Gainful's going to want to make a move if he can, but he's not going to want to do anything silly either at the same time.
As Terry says, we need to put heart rate monitors on YouTube for future races.
Yeah, I can think of a lot of more things that I want on me than a fucking heart rate monitor.
You made that sound weird, lad.
Yeah.
Kane Lowry's made it past Lutman down the back straight. I will just say, I've just checked my watch, my heart rate is 103.
I don't have a heart.
So the emotion you hear is genuine.
Yeah.
Gameful again closing in on Joseph now, 4 tenths. Carl just pulling away.
Feels a bit lag there. Gameful looked to have contact with Joseph on the rear.
Joseph picked up another 3 seconds.
So he's going to drop another bit again.
Yeah, unfortunate. Just have a quick look at penalties now. You've got Carl on 3, Joseph on 9, Lutman on 17, Mechanical Matey on 3, Osso 6, Jackie Scotty on 3, Dylan 6, and Jam on 3 as well.
Is it weird that I can see Gainful in the sea right now with his bandana on, full concentration?
Them blue and yellow gloves, he's already ready, he's ready for cheering.
I'm going to get in there, boy. Was that any good?
No, that's the worst. Yeah, don't do that again, please.
Shut up. Oh no, Gainful's going for it. Hopefully it works.
He give Joseph space there on the entrance into that corner.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. Great stuff there from them.
Clean driving from both of them. Joseph. As Mechanical's closing on the back of Lutman, he's got a bit of a trail behind him. He's got Matey, Osso, Jackie for company.
It's about time I shut up now.
Matey's gone deep there. Osso looks like he's got round the outside of him. He's got Jackie all over the back of him as well.
Where would you want to be on
almost
Sunday?
3 wide. As Osso's picked up another 3 seconds. You know, I've only just realised that this is the last lap.
Yeah.
As Kane's pushing on the back of Joseph here. I thought he was going to dive for a move up the inside there, which wasn't necessary. Last lap, they crossed the line now. Colin has managed to get Mechanical. Colin is Mechanical.
And Joseph is Jobus.
What has happened? What has happened? All professionalism. Right. Gameful taking the win though after a brilliant drive. Absolutely brilliant drive there. Not letting it get to him. Kane Lowry finishing second as well. Brilliant result for him. Probably, I don't want to be too harsh, but he's probably been a bit of a disappointment this season. He's one that I think we sort of put in for a title challenge, and he's not quite lived up to it this season.
Yeah.
Carl taking P3, which is brilliant. Jampot actually just took the fastest lap there on the last lap of the race. Take a point away from a rival. I'm reading the comments. God. As Terry says, your accent is the worst accent he's heard. Weather.
Oh, God. Anyway, where did Jovis finish? Jovis has left the session.
The bit that got me was Collins just taking mechanical.
Yeah. Oh, classic.
It's been a long day. But yeah, a lot of penalties in there. But quite a close grid, to be honest. The safety cars obviously helping keep it closer. Gameful taking the win. Absolutely brilliant drive there from Gameful. Kane Lowry from 12th up to 2nd. Didn't think he was going to manage it after pitting lap 15,
yeah.
Putting the mediums on. He decided to pit for the softs at the end, which obviously Carl didn't do, and it's paid off for him though. Mechanical managing to finish 4th, Matey 5th, Joseph, Joe Fiss, 6th. Jackie 7th, Fossil 8th, Bark 9th, Scotty rounding out your top 10, Dylan 11th, Lutman 12th, Jam 13th. That is it for your finishers. The rest of them all DNF'd. So yeah, it looks like the title challenge is swinging back Carl's way a little bit after that one.
I can't even talk.
Hey, shorty.
It's Jesus for driver of the day.
Oh, Don's gone. Don's gone.
I'm gone. Yeah, super race. So many changing conditions, safety cars left, right, centre.
People changing names mid-race.
People assuming other entities. But yeah, on to next week. Spain, I believe. Bahrain.
Bahrain.
Bahrain with a spring quali as well. So yeah, looking forward to that one.
I'm here next week. Yeah, Bahrain. It's the week after I'm missing, which is Spain. So not many races to go now for this season. Title challenge is coming down to crunch time. Please stick around. Obviously, we've seen drama over the last few years with the title battles. So yeah, thanks everyone who's tuned in. Join us next week. We'll see you then.